beautiful celestial beings. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Celeste Simone and I offer tarot card readings just like this one, as well as other spiritual guidance videos and heart-centered healing. So for this video, I wanted to dive into messages for the wounded child. I was really inspired by Shonnetta Divine Tarot that recently posted a video with messages for the wounded child, where she kind of went into depth about some of her own experiences, and I could really relate to her. And also I just felt like I was kind of driven to do my own video with messages in a pig card type reading. I'll link to her channel down below in that video in particular, so that you can check out her video and her messages that she has just about receiving love, and also kind of how we learned or didn't learn to receive love in our childhood. So these are going to all be positive messages, basically addressing some of the things that maybe you dealt with, the energy surrounding your past as a child, and how to move forward, how to heal from that, how to release those blockages, and really any messages from our higher selves right now, any messages that the universe wants to let us know through these cards that can help us to heal and grow from past pain and past trauma. So thanks again to Shonnetta for her video. I really enjoyed that video a lot. I felt like it was really moving and important during this time, because I really have been feeling, and I don't know if you guys have been feeling this either, but this month has really brought up a lot of past trauma, past pain, energy from my childhood that is coming up again, and I'm having to work through at a higher level in a different way than I've ever done before. I really am feeling that the energy of this month is all about healing the child self, healing any wounds that we had as children and that we're kind of being forced to revisit this month, so that we can grow and expand and manifest in an even more powerful way than ever before, because we are more enlightened, aware beings of ourselves and even more healed. So this reading is all about high vibes, but again, I hope there are no triggers in this video. So just a warning that we are going to dive into the inner child, into the wounded aspects of our childhood, and how we can heal them, how we can move forward despite things that have happened to us in our childhood. So I hope these messages are going to be helpful for you. I am also really excited just to dive in and see what beautiful messages are coming towards us, what things we can look forward to as well. After this reading, I will be going into an extended reading for each one of these groups, and if you are interested in my extended reading, you can head on down to the description box below and find the link to those readings there. So if you are really excited about these messages, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up if you are looking forward to finding out what beautiful messages are in store for you from your childhood, any ways that you need to heal right now. All right, let's dive into these piles. We have pile number 1 with the clear quartz crystal. Pile number 2 has the celestite crystal on it. Pile number 3 has a fluorite, and pile number 4 has a labradorite stone. So I will show you a close-up of each of these piles. I'm looking forward to starting this reading with the oracle cards. Usually I do the tarot cards, but I figured I'd mix it up this time and start with oracle cards first, just to get really powerful messages right off the bat, and then we'll go into further detail with the tarot cards right afterwards. Now is the time where you can take a look at the close-up, see which pile resonates with you, which one you are most drawn to. And then once you're ready to head on over to your reading, you can find the timestamps in the description box below and head right there. Okay, you guys, so with that said, I will see you over at your reading. Hello, all of my beautiful celestial beings who have chosen pile number 1. I have your pile right here with the clear quartz crystal on top. So let's just dive into your tarot cards and oracle cards. As I mentioned earlier, I'm super excited to start with the oracle cards and just see what strong, powerful messages come out right off the bat. And then we could dive in further for more specific messages from the tarot cards. So your first oracle card has Shadow Self. What I'm really gathering from this immediate message is there is some shadow work that needs to be done, but there's part of you that is trying to come out, and you may have been feeling it recently. As I mentioned earlier, I feel like the month of April has really, ever since even the full moon, I feel like it's really been drawing out the shadow self, trying to make all those things that we've kind of been pushing away about ourselves come to the surface so that we are forced to face that. And because this reading is really talking about our childhood, there may be aspects of yourself that you have been kind of denying and been pushing aside because maybe you feel like it is not beneficial to you, or you feel almost ashamed by that side of yourself. Now is the time to really look into that side of yourself and hold it close, to give it love, to give it some attention, to understand its motives, to understand where it's coming from, and understand that side of yourself. Why is he or she there? Why is that part of yourself there, and why are they trying to speak to you? What messages are they trying to bring you? So I feel that the shadow self is stepping forward to say, hey, I'm stepping forward for this reading. I want to let you guys know how I'm feeling and why I feel almost, why I've been feeling rejected by you. Why have you been pushing me away? And I think this part of yourself wants to come through. It wants to empower you, because you can't be your true authentic self if parts of you are fragmented, or if parts of you feel like you have to hide away because you're ashamed of them, or you feel like they shouldn't be part of you. But I'm here to say that, you know, this part of yourself is just as important as every other aspect of yourself. And just because maybe as a child you were told that this was a bad part of yourself, you know, that somebody was labeling this part of you as bad, and so you felt like you had to hide it or else you would not be lovable. But that is false. You know, that is not the truth, because you were created imperfection. You know, you were born the way you were born for a very specific reason. So coming back into alignment for yourself, even if this part of yourself is very angry or very depressed, and you do feel like this part of yourself needs to be controlled or, you know, caged in some way because you're kind of afraid of unleashing this part of yourself, you know, it's not about succumbing to everything that maybe is worrying you, or succumbing to this part of yourself that you are fearful of. Even it could just mean asking this part of yourself, what is making you so angry? Why are you so sad? And being there for that part of yourself. And this could be done through meditation. But let's keep going with the oracle cards and go even deeper. Shadow self is just, what a powerful card, and a really strong way to start this reading out. Okay, next we have change. And there's a beautiful image again of a woman almost facing, I feel from this expression of this card that it is difficult to face change. There may be some aspects of yourself that you are fearful of changing, but I think the ultimate message here is that change can also be really positive. And I feel like this is happening. You may already have been feeling like part of you is changing because of the inner shadow work that you were going through. You're facing parts of yourself that you didn't have to face before, or you were trying to avoid facing before, and now these things are coming up, and this is helping you to change in a really positive way, to grow, to expand, to better understand yourself, and to better come into alignment with your true self. Next we have adventure. Because of these changes, you are going to be excited about the future. Maybe there were, again, maybe parts of yourself that you have been hiding away. They want to come out and they want to experience life and want to help you overcome some of these inner fears, inner obstacles that you have been facing, that have been maybe holding you back from experiencing the true adventure in life that you are wanting to do. So you may even be a very adventurous person, but because of what other people maybe told you as a child, you've had to like rein that in, or you feel like you've been confined to a specific path that doesn't feed your soul, that doesn't make you happy and make your heart sing. So because of that, you maybe have to put adventures on pause. But now that you're able to heal, you are going to be able to change how you live your life. Even you're going to take on new adventures, new exciting things coming your way. Okay, next we have journey. Focus on how far you have come, not how far you have to go. You will find help in unexpected places. You know, life in itself is an adventure. Life is a journey, and it's all about one step at a time. It's all about kind of reflecting on how far you have come, as this card mentions, but also sense that you maybe feel as though, why is all this stuff coming up again? You know, if you've already kind of been, maybe you've been going to therapy, maybe you've been getting help for this shadow work that you've had to do, and you just feel like, why is this coming up again? You know, it can be really frustrating when you've been working on yourself and trying to be your authentic self, but then a shadow self emerges once again and reveals that, hey, you know, with this moon energy in the background, like, hey, there's still more for you to address. There's still more coming up, and it's not necessarily that you've backtracked or that everything you've worked on up until this point was pointless. It's not that at all. You've come very far, and you're just continuing to grow and expand, just like the universe is constantly expanding. We as individuals are a microcosm of the universe, so we are expanding constantly. So there's no end to the adventure that you are experiencing as a conscious being. There's no end to it. You are continuing to expand, and even if you're revisiting things from your past, you're revisiting them in a new and heightened way. So you're not backtracking, you're moving forward. And that is what the journey card is coming out to say, is look how far you have really come, because you really need to take pride in everything that you have learned and overcame up until this point. Okay, next we have cycles. We are all becoming. Surrender to your changes. Release your fear. Trust this powerful process. Again, as I mentioned, cycles. We do revisit things from our past, and that's what really working on ourselves from the past is all about. Returning to it in a new understanding, and then going through a cycle where we reflect on the past, we reflect on ourselves, reflect on our shadow selves, and then we experience change and grow, and then the growth leads to action, and we take intuitive action, and that's in itself a new cycle. So rest assured that this is just a cycle that we are all going through. All of that energy plays a part, and I feel like collectively as well, that plays a part too, how we are having to go within, reflect, think about our past, and think about ourselves as children and what wounds we had to persevere and overcome in order to survive. You don't have to feel like it's your fault that you have a shadow self, because you created a shadow self or many shadow selves and had to fragment yourself from childhood because you were surviving. You were trying to survive, and that did keep you alive and kept you safe up until this point. And now you are being asked to reflect back and learn from what you were doing, and how can you change that now? How can you shift your perspective on things and shift your approach on things so that you can continue to expand in new ways? So you yourself are manifesting this reflection because your higher self wants you to heal. It wants you to grow. And again, it's a cycle. So you may actually return back to the shadow self at another time. But when you return back to it, return back like it's an old friend, you know, hug it close. Don't feel like you have to be fearful of it returning, because just rest assured, it is a cycle. Things change. You know, things are constantly changing. So if we just trust in the process, and I think that is one of these, trust this powerful process, then, you know, it's going to work out. It's going to be much smoother too. You're going to go with the flow of the cycle and continue to kind of spiral outwards as you expand and grow. So next we have integrity. Drop the things that offend your soul. Embrace your truth. It's your life. Let no one live it for you. Integrity is really that message of being honest with yourself. So if you have been hiding an aspect of yourself or been afraid to address certain sides of yourself that bring you anxiety, or you're fearful to even think about because you feel ashamed by them, the only reason that you may feel shame or withholding love from that side of yourself, it could be just simply because of something that someone told you when you were a child, that they put it in your head. that you weren't good enough, or that this part of yourself was not lovable. Because sometimes for parents, they may set boundaries for you based on what their needs are and based on what's best for them, but not necessarily based on what's best for you. And regardless of whether it was intentional or not, somebody who is just not self-aware could do that to a child, where they tell the child, stop making all this noise and expressing yourself loudly and outwardly. And that child may take that as, well, this is a bad thing. This side of me that wants to express myself is bad, so I have to hide that away. And it could be other things too. Like, it could be just not being very good at a particular subject at school and thinking that because that's not your strong suit, or maybe whatever circumstances are surround, maybe you just aren't learning the same way other students are learning, but nobody's giving you another option, so you're not able to understand that subject, and then you feel like I'm terrible at this, and therefore I'm stupid, or I'm not smart enough, I can't get this, there's something wrong with me. And that may be something that you just end up inadvertently repeating to yourself over and over again throughout your life. But ultimately, that was just the circumstances. It doesn't have to do with something that you were lacking, because each of us can't be good at every single thing anyway. Even if it was just not your strongest suit, that doesn't mean that you're not good enough. But you may feel like you have to hide any aspect of yourself, or feel like you have to give up on all things because of that one thing that you weren't good at. You feel like your entirety is not good enough. And finding your integrity is about finding what you are here to do, finding what makes you special and what is your individual talent, what's going to be your truth, and not basing it on what other people find valuable, but basing it on what makes you happy, what gets you excited, what makes you want to wake up in the morning and start working on something, or start doing something, or expressing yourself in some way. All right, you guys, let's move on to the tarot cards next. We have Ace of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and lastly, we have the Six of Wands. So I am seeing the change happening within you, and I'm seeing that moving forward, you are going to get a new spark of creativity. I think what's going to happen is, as you are healing the shadow self, that may be your child self coming forward and wanting to be heard, you're going to find new creative outlets. You're going to find also new excitement and passion. So energy is going to pick up for you very soon in the near future. And I see also a lot of healing happening with the Eight of Cups, moving away from this past trauma. This is going to be happening for you. This is the cycle is ending, because I do feel like this has been going on for many of us. If you have not already experienced this, then this may be coming to you, where you are going to be called upon to kind of reflect on your childhood self. But for many of us, we're kind of like still in the thick of it and moving away from it, still healing from it. But on the tail end of things, the energy, I feel like, is kind of shifting again with cycles. We're going to move into a more productive and more ambitious stage for you, Group 1. And with the Queen of Pentacles, again, I feel like you're going to be called upon to do intuitive action. These cards are in reverse, so be aware that it may take a little time to gain the motivation to actually start doing, but the creativity is there. And I see you stepping out and feeling as though you're leading your own life now with integrity. I feel like you're going to be living your life for you. That is a really strong message for you guys, is it's important to reflect on who you truly are and take steps, or even just start planning how can you live your life for you and not for other people's expectations. Okay, Group 1, that is going to do it for your reading. If you would like to join me for the extended reading, you can head on down to the description box below, and I will see you over there. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy this reading and if these messages were helpful to you. Also, comment down below. I read all the comments, and I would love to hear if this reading did resonate with you. Lastly, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join our family of celestial beings. And while you're at it, you can hit the notification bell so you're always notified when I post a new video. Thank you guys again so much for joining me for this reading. I hope to see you back again soon, but bye for now. Hello, all my beautiful celestial beings who chose pile number 2. I have your pile right here with the Celestite stone on top of it. So let's just dive right in. I'm going to start with the oracle cards as I mentioned, and then we'll continue with the tarot cards next. So we have first beauty. When I saw this card, I instantly heard inner beauty, reconnecting with yourself and finding the beauty in yourself that maybe you have forsaken for so long. If you have not been speaking to yourself in kind words and seeing how beautiful you truly are, mind, body, and soul, and how far you have come, and if you are not speaking words of beauty to yourself, now is the time to start practicing those kinds of affirmations. Even if it is difficult at first, if it's really hard for you to find the beauty in yourself, that now is the time to begin to learn how to do that. To even if you just start off by saying affirmations of being beautiful, feeling beautiful, you may not feel that right now. Maybe you can at least tell your inner child that he or she, or however you identify, is beautiful. Maybe that is a side of yourself that you need to focus on. Have you felt unworthy because you don't meet certain beauty standards that you feel like in your mind you should be meeting? You know, what is your definition of beauty? Is it a fair definition? Are you being too hard on yourself and trying to meet some kind of beauty standard that you just don't fit into and that you shouldn't fit into because you're beautiful by yourself? You don't need to compare yourself to other people. And all these things, you know, it seems like, yeah, I get it, like I need to love myself, etc. But sometimes it can be really hard to accept certain things about ourselves, or things that we see as flaws can actually be very beautiful. But it really starts with yourself and finding your inner beauty. And that way you don't feel, then outer beauty is just secondary anyway. Then outer beauty is just knowing that you are perfect the way you are and that you don't have to live up to any kind of standard. So inner beauty, outer beauty, these go hand in hand, and just ultimately loving yourself for who you are right now is a big part of healing the wounded child, because these expectations that we feel like we have to live up to, whether it's physically or mentally or even emotionally, all these expectations, they probably started when we were children and we were expected to be a certain way, and we felt if we didn't meet these beauty standards, then we were unworthy of love. And these are cycles that are just, we need to break these cycles, because you wouldn't hold those things against somebody that you loved. You wouldn't hold their flaws against them, but yet we do that to ourselves all the time. You know, we think, well, I'm not good enough because I have this flaw, or this isn't beautiful enough, and therefore I'm unworthy of love. And these are messages that are coming through from your inner child. You know, what are these things that you are preventing yourself from enjoying life because you haven't, you know, you're not the right weight on the scale, or your hair doesn't look a certain way, or you have flawed skin and you're trying to improve that, and you won't allow yourself to be happy or to feel beautiful until you feel like you can meet that standard or fit into that box. But you know, we know that everybody is different and unique, and that is what is so important about this life. Like, if we were all the same, it would be so boring, and that is not what we came here to do. We didn't come here to be like everybody else. We came here to live our most authentic life, and part of that is accepting who we are right now and seeing how amazing and beautiful our life the way it is right now can be. And the more you bring that in, you know, beauty comes from that confidence, from exuding confidence in who you are, regardless of, you know, what you look like. You are who you are authentically, and you are living that life. So this message of beauty is important right now for you. And I do want to share with you one thing that stuck with me. I can't really remember where I heard it from, but I remember one practice that somebody recommended for practicing self-love was, if you're having a hard time manifesting things because you can't stay in a headspace, or you can't maintain the positivity, and you feel like you just are unhappy with yourself, you can ask yourself, what would somebody who loved themselves do? Or what would somebody who loved themselves think? And in that way, you're cutting off your normal thought pattern and replacing it with a positive perspective, because you may not be sure how to truly honestly love yourself, but if you kind of fake it till you make it and take on a persona of someone who loved themselves, what would someone who loved themselves do? You know, would they nitpick themselves? Would they tear every little detail about themselves apart and hold it over their head until they perfect it? Like, someone who loved themselves would allow them to be whoever they are and be happy with the way they are in the present moment. And so even if we can't get there right away, we can take on these practices and ask ourselves these questions, and from there slowly gain a better headspace and get a healthier mental process. Okay, for the next oracle card, we have love, beauty, love, self-love. If you are also trying to manifest love in your life, the message from your inner child is trying to tell you, you know, the love from other people comes from yourself first. And I talked about, what would somebody who loved themselves do? What would somebody who loved themselves say to themselves on a daily basis? Taking that approach, it kind of takes you out of your normal perspective that is really hard to kind of shift away from. But I really love that question, because it just kind of like immediately snaps you out of it and makes you think, oh, well, it wouldn't be what I'm thinking right now. What would it be like? You can kind of pretend, and like I said, like, fake it till you make it. Pretend, because you're really retraining your brain in a lot of ways. You're becoming more self-aware by retraining it, and you're also creating a new habit of thought pattern. And that habit of thought pattern leads to emotions, habits of emotions and positivity. And those emotions and thoughts become manifestations and energy that you are welcoming into your life. So it's all a process, but these are some of the messages coming through for you guys. Next, we have expression. Wow, really, for you guys, your expression, the expression of yourself, you're almost, some of you may be limiting yourself in your full expression because of, you're afraid of how you'll look, or if you, I feel like many of you are almost artistic and you like to express yourself in either tattoos or like unique hairstyles or makeup, and you express yourself, I feel like, through your style, and you may be out there, it may be different, it may challenge normal beauty standards, and you're trying to express yourself using your physical form, which is just your artistic expression. I also feel like you may have been holding back any kinds of expressions in other ways. Maybe you're having a hard time speaking your truth or putting yourself out there because you're this wounded child within you is afraid of being antagonized or being criticized for being so different, for wanting to express yourself in very unique and different ways. But I sense that the more you heal this, the more you find self-love, you're going to attract the people into your life who love what you're doing with your self-expression. I just see with these butterflies and the flowers, there's a lot of flowers in this reading, and even just the beauty of your expression. If you have not felt appreciation for that, it's all going to stem from loving yourself for who you are, for how you are right now, and finding that within yourself. As cliche as that sounds, I just sense these are the messages that you are needing to hear right now, that you don't have to be like somebody else, that you're perfect the way you are, that you can find other people who appreciate. If people don't appreciate that about you, you know, if there's people around you that aren't understanding your style, then that's just not for them, you know? They're not part of your tribe. They're not meant to, if they're not going to build you up and bring you support and help you be the best person you can be, and they're trying to change you, and maybe that was something you grew up with as a child, like wanting to express yourself in these funky ways that are totally cool and different, but the people around you just didn't get that. They wanted to conform you. They wanted to make you look or act or speak like everybody else, and that's just not who you are. So your form of expression, like, go for it, and the people who really care about you are going to come into your life, and the people who don't get it, like, that's okay. It's just not for them. You know, we can't please everybody, and we weren't really meant to. You know, we're all part of our own systems and circumstances, and if someone's just not ready for your form of expression, then that's just where they are at, and there's nothing we could really do about that. Okay, next we have anticipation. Something wonderful is happening. Change is in the air. Open yourself to blessings on their way. So you may be feeling excited about where the future is going to lead you right now. And maybe there was some setbacks for some of you. If you were feeling how I've been feeling this month, where you're just kind of in a reflection mode and needing to heal your past and healing that wounded child, those things that are coming up again, that we clear and release so that we can grow and expand and understand ourselves better. So all this anticipation, like, I feel like it's founded on manifestations that are just below the surface, that are going to come out and reveal themselves to you. So we'll find a little bit more about that in a bit. Clarity. Banish the fog of illusion. Open your eyes to the truth. Remember the perfection of who you are. Yeah, remember the perfection, head to toe, inside, outside, the perfection of who you are, who you came here to be. You're going to gain this clarity. You're going to, this whole healing process, the messages that you're receiving from your child self are letting you know, hey, you know, things are going to become clear for you. You're going to realize that you're perfect just the way you are. And it's important to follow your truth and be the person that you came here to be in your authentic self. And next we have creation. Remember, your thoughts shape your future. Your words create today. Your choices become your reality. Clarity, clearing your mind, and then creating. So there's an anticipation. I do feel that a lot is going to come to you. You have a form of expression that is just really impressive, and you have that talent. So whatever this expression is, it's a talent for you, and it is something that you should pursue, because I see that you're going to be creating something pretty amazing because of this talent, and even just in yourself. Like, you have even maybe a physical beauty about you that is unique and different, that really makes you stand out. And people maybe are just drawn to you because of how you express yourself, or because of how you express your emotions through your art, or through whatever creative outlet that you have. And your creations are really going to bring love to other people, bring self-love to other people, because this energy surrounding you of love is going to be going into your creations. All right, so I would, anticipation, like, I feel like this energy is surrounding you of something that is going to, like, an opportunity that is going to lead you to expressing yourself and being able to share that with the world. Like, your love of your physical expression is going to be shared with the world, with other people who are going to appreciate it. And it all starts within yourself, of finding that love for yourself and for how you are right now, and not feeling like you have to change yourself for anybody else. So let's dive into your tarot cards. Lastly, we have Three of Wands, King of Cups, the Magician card, and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, right away I'm seeing with the Three of Wands, this is the anticipation energy coming in again. There's something on the horizon for you that is coming towards you, that you've already manifested, and you're bringing that towards you. So just keep going with whatever your intentions are, because it's forming and it's coming towards you. The universe is answering your call, basically. Within the Knight of Cups, this is really a healing energy happening for you right now. So there's a time right now where there's only going to be anticipation, and you're not going to see the final results, but you are creating. Because with the Magician card and creation, I'm seeing that whatever you have put out there as your intention, you're creating for yourself. It's really happening. Okay, that energy is actually going out into the universe, and the cards want you to know that you're creating that for yourself. However, so the Two of Pentacles is in reverse. So right now, I think you may feel like your energy is kind of all over the place. You don't have, you haven't found that balance and found a way to balance your tasks. Maybe you haven't organized yourself yet. You may just be in a time where things are kind of out of whack for you as you heal and as you gain clarity on certain things. But be aware that now may be the time for you to take a step back, to start planning and organizing yourself, because the harmony in your life right now is off balance, and that may be preventing you from achieving everything that you could be achieving. So balance could just be taking, it may be that you need to rest a little bit, but it also may be that you need to give yourself some self-care as well, which could just be getting more sleep even. I feel like you may be overworking yourself a bit and feeling like your physical appearance is affected by that because you've been overworking yourself. So anytime you can take a rest, anytime you can do some self-care and focus on your needs, will be very, very helpful for you, so that you can actually gain a better hold on your manifestation as well. The Magician card is here, but these are in reverse. So I feel like the energy is beneath the surface, and your anticipation for the future may even be, to an extent, preventing it from physically being here already. So take a step back, relax your energy, but focus on finding a harmony, finding a balance between working on things that have to get done versus things that you enjoy doing. Now is the time to find some kind of balance and harmony between those two things. Okay, you guys, that is going to do it for this reading group 2. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I hope you will join me in the extended reading, where I go into further depth with oracle cards and tarot cards as to the details surrounding your past, present, future, what you can expect in the near future. So I hope to see you there. You can find the link to my extended readings in the description box below. Either way, please give this video a big thumbs up. That lets me know that you are enjoying my content, and it's really helpful to my channel, so I greatly appreciate that. You can also comment down below. I love reading your comments and knowing if this reading did resonate with you. And lastly, if you have not done so already, please hit that subscribe button and join our family of celestial beings. And while you're at it, you can hit that notification bell so you're always notified when I post a new video just like this one. Okay, you guys, thank you so much again for joining me. I hope to see you back again soon, but bye for now. Hello, all my beautiful celestial beings who have chosen pile number 3. I have your pile right here with the fluorite stone on it. So let's dive in first into the oracle cards and then tarot cards to get some further details about what messages you have coming to you from your wounded childhood self. Again, hopefully these messages will not be triggering for you. I do want these readings to be very positive, but also I do want them to be helpful to you. So this may mean diving into some triggering messages, but I feel like if you guys are here, if you are open to receiving them, if you want to find out how you can heal from these past wounds, then everything happens for a reason and you are meant to hear these messages. So let's dive into your oracle cards first. We have freedom. So I am definitely sensing immediately, you guys maybe feel very trapped still. Maybe you feel trapped currently in living an inauthentic life. Maybe you feel like you can't be your true self, or you feel like those people around you, even maybe you still feel like your family is trapping you. These messages are going to be all about breaking free, allowing yourself to fly free. I see with the dove on this image that this is really about freeing yourself from that past childhood where you felt so trapped and out of control. So let's continue with another oracle card. Perception. Okay, so you may still be holding on to certain perceptions from the past that are keeping you from becoming free. So you may feel like you are trapped, but if you begin to shift your perspective, if you are already out of your family lifestyle, if you are already out of your family home and are away from anybody, maybe it's not even your family, but it's just your childhood situation. If you are out of it, then it's time to start shifting your perception so that you can free yourself, so that you can take control And perception could also be empowering yourself to know that you can change your life circumstances, that you can shift the energy in your life so that you can move into a place that better aligns with your true self and your path. And you can free your mind even from being trapped in those old thought patterns. Now may be a time where you're kind of being forced to reflect on certain things. You may almost feel like trapped in the past and unable to move forward from it. Right now, all you need to do, if that is something really that you are struggling with, is you can have and set the intention to make things better, to free yourself, to want the freedom. You can also focus on the final outcome. What would your life look like if you were no longer trapped in the thoughts and the circumstances of your past? Because as soon as you can break that cycle and retrain your brain, you're going to start manifesting that life that you are envisioning for yourself. Sometimes we can be so focused on the past that it is keeping us from moving forward. But if we start, even if we're not even sure how to get to a place of freedom, if we just start to envision what that would look like for ourselves, how we would feel to be free from the past, how would that feel and look like? What would we look like? What would we be doing if we were free from what happened in our past? And that's how you can begin to manifest using the law of attraction, the outcome that you are looking for. Okay, next we have celebration. Celebrating the present moment is where I'm seeing is, even though you may feel trapped, you may feel like you've been stuck, it may be time for you to celebrate the wins in your life. Celebrate the ways that you have already overcome things. How far have you come despite your past? What have you been able to do in your life despite being told that you couldn't, or despite the fact that you had a difficult childhood, that you are wounded, and that you're trying to heal those things? But despite all of that, you have come so far, and those wins are worth celebrating. Focus on those wins instead of, why you couldn't have done other things. Because I know I can totally relate, if some of you can too, to the idea that where would I be if I had the supportive family that I wanted? Where would I actually be if I had a loving childhood, if I wasn't still so wounded from the childhood? Those are the questions we can ask ourselves over and over and over again, but it only keeps us stuck in the past. It only keeps us regretting being in that situation instead of rewarding and being proud of ourselves for the fact that we have come so far. Think of all the things that you've still been able to accomplish and achieve, even if it's just waking up in the morning, even if it's just getting dressed in the morning, or taking care of your hair, or getting to your job and getting there for another day, doing any kind of self-care. Like, even if it's those little things, even if it's just saying that you can look in the mirror still and say that you love yourself, or that you want the best for yourself, even if it's those things, it's important to celebrate every little win that you've been able to accomplish, despite the fact that you did have a difficult childhood. So all those little wins will add up and continue to keep your energy in a higher vibration, because it's so easy to drop down into a low vibration and get stuck there. And sometimes that's what we do when we do need to heal. Sometimes those things, no matter what, are going to come up. We just have to work through them and heal them and give them attention and bring them to light so they are no longer subconscious and affecting us at a subconscious level. We bring them to light, we make them conscious, then we heal them and we expand because of it. So that's okay too. But if you're having a difficult time, you're trying to get out of that headspace, you're feeling stuck in the past, celebrate what you are able to do. Celebrate every little thing that you are proud of yourself for. Maybe it's even just taking a shower and being proud of yourself for caring for yourself in that way. Or again, if it's just reading a book, being proud that you were able to do that. Every single little win counts, and you should be proud of yourself for that, because it is really hard to overcome childhood trauma. It can affect us for our whole lives. And so anything that you are able to achieve despite struggling and suffering with that is worth celebrating. Okay, let's find our next card. We have humor. Laugh at yourself, Lighten your heart. Let nothing steal your happiness. Maybe you're the type of person who uses humor to, you know, cope with things from the past. But this is really a celebratory card again. Celebration, laughing at things, finding things to be grateful for, finding things to laugh at and joke about when you can. Maybe just watching funny movies to keep your vibration high. And, you know, maybe now is not the time to watch dark, depressing movies or shows or listen to depressing songs. Maybe now's the time to just fill yourself up with humor, laugh about things in life, and experience that energy, because that may be the only thing that's going to really get you out of a dark headspace in a difficult time. Okay, next we have healing. Bless all in need of healing, hope, and love. Spirit grants us strength and wisdom. Guide us to the path of wellness. This is an intention that we're setting for ourselves. Healing from the past, healing from those old wounds. We're setting that intention to heal. And I also am driven now to provide healing for you guys. Comment down below. Let me know that you would like to receive this healing by posting 2 purple hearts. This will let me know that you are accepting this healing. You don't have to do that. You can always accept it within yourself, but I do like to see, you know, who is open to receiving this healing. I am going to send healing energy. I'm sensing really in your mind. I think that is really where, you know, in the crown chakra, the third eye chakra, I'm seeing that is really where the healing energy needs to go. So I'm going to send that. I'm actually getting a little bit of a headache when I'm sending this to you right now. So I think maybe some of you have been caught up in that feeling of being stuck mentally. And we're just going to send that intention of healing so that you can clear. Okay, I'm just feeling the energy rushing out of the top of my head now. Comment down below. Let me know if you do experience any energy sensations and things like that. Sometimes it could be very subtle, but I am feeling the sensation of like the relief of it kind of coming out of the crown chakra right now. Guide us to the path of wellness. So setting the intention for yourself to find healing, picturing that final outcome. What would you look like? You know, what would your life circumstance look like if you were already healed? If you were already free from the past. Okay, you guys. And next we have energy. Life force is flowing. Open yourself to receive the power from within. How super powerful. I'm seeing healing energy. I'm sensing that some of you actually may be healers. You may actually take on the energy of other people. I'm also sensing that you may now feel kind of drained in your energy, and that's why I'm being driven to kind of give you guys some energy right now. So I hope that is helpful for you, that we are connecting. I'm so grateful for connecting with you guys to provide this healing energy for you, because I am feeling like you may be a little low on energy. So open yourself up. Even if it's not to my energy healing, just open yourself up to receiving the healing energy from the universe. And I think that you will find that as you expand, you may find that you are more able to heal others. And yeah, this energy is going to be very healing for you as well. Being able to even heal others and tapping into the energy of the universe. It's important. Open up to receiving the energy of the universe, especially if you're low energy right now. You may be blocking yourself off because of this feeling of being stuck in the past. Coming into the present moment is going to further align you with the energy of the universe, and it's going to make you feel more alive. You're not going to be wasting energy on the thoughts of the past. You're going to be fully present, and you're going to be more efficient in how your energy is being used. You'll be more aware as well of the energy kind of coursing through your body. All right, let's take a look at the tarot cards. Last, we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the Eight of Swords, the Moon card. Yep, I'm seeing some of you guys are energy healers, light workers, maybe even psychics. There's some abilities you guys have. It may be draining for you right now because you may be caught up in some of the wounds from the past. Your inner child wants you to know that you have abilities. You are sensitive. So be aware that you are maybe tapping into more than you realize at an energetic level. And lastly, we have the King of Swords. Okay, I'm seeing now is really a time for you guys of inactivity. Again, I'm seeing a change in perspective is really needed right now. Perception of how far you have come. You may have gotten kind of caught up in this idea of your past and how it is preventing you from moving forward. And this is just a time to let that out, you know, let out your anger, let out all of your frustrations and say like, yeah, this is really frustrating. This has made my life really difficult. These wounds are causing trauma in my life. Get that out, you know, release all that energy that you need to release. But then as you are healing, know that you're going to get out of this. Know that you are growing, you're expanding, you're stronger because of this. Your energy is even more powerful because of this. You actually have a very empathetic energy that is very powerful. You can empathize with others because of what you have been through. I'm seeing with the Ace of Pentacles again, like there's a new beginning that is happening, but at the same time, it's internal. It's not an external change. You're starting new and fresh when you move out of this new perception. But it is really important to not so much focus on your outer world, because you may be only seeing lack in your outer external reality, but internally it's important to start giving yourself credit for how far you have come, instead of maybe seeing how your reality is and what you want it to be right now, and therefore you feel like you have to blame the past, which is totally valid. You know, I want to validate you for being frustrated about the trauma and the wounds that are within you that have caused you this pain, that have made it really difficult to get through up until this point. But rest assured, there's so much to celebrate. There's so much that you were able to do despite what you've been through, and that is where your power comes from. That's where you can find your energy to change your future, to really start shifting your perception. The Eight of Swords, I'm seeing it in reverse. You're still maybe feeling a bit stuck in how to move forward. And again, like I was saying, it's time to go within. It's time to do that shadow work. We have the Moon card, which is really representing some shadow work going on that is going to be really helpful for you. So even though you may feel like you're stuck right now, this is a spiritual journey you are going through. This is a spiritual release. And I do see the ending is going to be, you know, humor, celebration is coming out of all this. So there's lighter energy ahead for you, and there's healing happening. So trust in the process. That's what I'm seeing. Just trust that things are going to get better, but this is a healing time for you. And it's vital, it's important. You have to go through this period of healing. You don't have to go through it alone. You know, definitely if you need to seek help, trust your intuition for what steps to take as far as speaking to others, sharing your thoughts. You don't have to necessarily go this alone. So I do want to empower you guys to make your own decisions about what help you can get. You may want to talk to somebody or even a professional if you need to release these old wounds. That is, you know, that may be something that is very important for you guys to do. But trust in the process that you're going to come out of this even stronger. And this is a path that you may have chosen. You know, your higher self may have chosen the specific path for you to overcome in this lifetime. And finally, we have the King of Swords. You have it within you to overcome this. You are powerful. Energy too. I'm seeing a direction of energy you're going to be feeling, whereas now you may feel like stuck. You're gonna find your freedom. You're going to find your inner freedom. You're going to be able to persevere despite setbacks, or despite feeling drained, or despite feeling like you were stuck at some point. You're going to overcome and begin to move again, to find that you are taking intuitive actions to move forward. This is a really powerful energy with the swords. Like, it's almost like you are overcoming and fighting your way towards freedom. Of course, we don't want to fight against anything, because that's only going to, like, what you resist persists. But I just feel this like warrior spirit coming through to like persevere and to overcome, and to know that you can accomplish what you want to accomplish despite things that are preventing you from getting there, seemingly despite things that are from your perspective preventing you from reaching your goals, but that are ultimately have no power over you. Okay, group 3, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I will continue this reading in my extended readings, which I do link to in the description box below. Go into further detail with tarot cards, as well as pick a few oracle cards for you guys too. But I do hope that these messages were helpful for you. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed these messages, if they were helpful to you. And I always appreciate seeing in the comments below if this reading did resonate with you, because I read all the comments and I do reply to each and every one of you. So I appreciate you sharing that with me. Lastly, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not done so already, and join our family of celestial beings. And if you would like to be notified every time I post a new video, you can hit that notification bell. That's going to do it for this reading. I hope to see you guys back again soon, but bye for now. Hello, all my beautiful celestial beings who have chosen pile number 4. I have your pile right here with the Labradorite stone on it. One of my favorite stones. So let's just dive into your oracle cards first. Gain some messages, all from your inner child, from the wounded child from your past. Find out how we can heal, what energy is surrounding you, and then we'll also go into your tarot cards as well. So let's start with the oracle cards first. We have intuition. Your inner child knows that your intuition has been telling you there's something that you need to address, and you may have been ignoring it, possibly for some of you, or maybe you've been questioning it. You gain some intuitive messages and then you question it. You think, maybe I didn't really experience that, maybe that's just all in my head. But this card is letting you know that your intuition has been speaking to you. Those messages that are coming to you from your intuition are trying to let you know of something that needs to be healed from the past. And they're also trying to guide you into the future and your next steps that you need to take. So intuition is already a major part of this reading. Let's see what the next card has to say. Sanctuary. It's important to create a safe place for yourself right now. You may have had stuff from the past coming up recently. If you're anything like me, this month has just kind of been a lot of reflection and things from the past coming up that we maybe thought we've already healed. But during this time, it's really important to give yourself time to rest and give yourself a safe space to release this energy. So your intuition may be coming up to let you know it's time to give yourself some sanctuary, protect yourself. Maybe you need to give yourself a break and allow yourself to, consider what are some things that are coming up for you so that you can heal them, so that you can process them and move through them, rather than ignoring maybe what your intuition is trying to tell you. Your intuition may be trying to tell you that you're not happy with your current situation, or it may be trying to tell you that you're making the wrong steps and you may just not feel right about something. That's your intuition. You can almost feel it in the pit of your stomach, in your solar plexus. Your intuition is trying to tell you either that you're unhappy or that you have a opportunity, that there's something you really are drawn to doing, but maybe you're afraid to do it, or you're just not sure you can trust that that's something you can actually pursue. And that may be because from your past, people told you that you couldn't, or maybe your family told you you shouldn't pursue something like that because it won't lead to any money, but it's really what your heart is telling you to do. So even if you're just opening yourself up to receiving more messages, to understanding further how you can make this part of your life, that in itself, maybe what your intuition is asking you to do right now is to take a time where you can be quiet and be by yourself. Find that inner sanctuary, allow yourself to be your true self within, and delve into aspects of yourself that you didn't really consider before, or that you've almost been denying in some ways as well. So there's many different ways that sanctuary can kind of represent you taking a time to reflect and consider, what is your intuition trying to tell you? Maybe you've been too distracted by external things, by social media, by kind of talking with other people and interacting with other people, even if it's over the phone or over the internet. And it's really time for you to take a step back and try to focus on what is your intuition trying to tell you right now, because there's a specific message coming through that you maybe haven't been listening to it, but there's a powerful message in your intuition that's been trying to let you know your true feelings about how to move forward. Okay, next we have gratitude. So part of you may be feeling unhappy. Maybe part of you is feeling like things aren't completely aligned. You know, maybe for the most part you are very grateful for what you have. And so when you feel any kind of doubt or feel any kind of unease in your intuition, you may be trying to focus once again on being grateful and saying, well, no, like I am really happy with all I have. But there may be something missing. Even if it's small, maybe your intuition is just asking you to address some things that still need to be healed from your past. And it can really depend on you and where you are at, because if you are feeling really grateful, or maybe this card is letting you know, hey, you need to integrate gratitude into your life a little bit more. Maybe you've been too focused on and distracted by other things and by what you don't have or what you are still trying to do in the future. Like, having those goals are great, and it's really great to have a focus for how you want your life to proceed and what you want to achieve in your life. But maybe taking a step back and seeing and evaluating where you are at right now will help you to better create a future that is going to be more enjoyable for you, because you may be so focused on the end goal that once you reach that end goal, you realize like you should have taken a step back and really evaluated what your inner self really wanted, because you may show up at that goal and realize, well, this isn't exactly what I wanted, which is also fine, because luckily with the universe you can always reflect, you can always change, and always redirect your energy towards something different. But the energy right now is just kind of letting you know, hey, you may need some time to do some self-care, to be alone with your intuition and your thoughts, and meditate on those and see where you are being guided next, or how you're really feeling about the situation. Okay, next we have dance. Find your heart's rhythm, step lightly, and swing with the melody. Close your eyes and let joy lead the way. I feel like up until this point, some of you may have been disconnected from the flow of life, and this is maybe because your intuition should really kind of let you know like something's a little off for you. Even though you may be very grateful for everything that you do have, you may even feel a little guilty for even feeling not 100% grateful for everything that you have. Like, you may feel like if you're not grateful for what you have, then you're a bad person because you have nothing to complain about. You know, like, it's almost like when you're a kid and people are like, well, you should be grateful because there's people starving in other countries, which is really just kind of like a trap for yourself, you know, because then you're always like thinking, well, I should just be grateful for what I have and I should never aspire to bigger and better things, which is really not the point of gratitude. Gratitude is just being grateful for what you have and appreciating that. So, but not necessarily preventing yourself from wanting more or wanting to improve and better yourself. So ultimately, I feel like with dance is you getting back into alignment with your inner flow, with the flow of the universe, and allowing yourself to aspire to better things. And if you are feeling any like disharmony within yourself, dance is finding your dance, you know, finding your song, finding the melody that your heart is being called to. So this is, you know, we each have our own, like, it's almost like marching to the beat of your own drum. We each have our own path and own spiritual journey to be on, and it's kind of like this cosmic dance that we are experiencing. So with this energy here, I just feel like realigning yourself. Like, this is what this message is happening. This is what this message is saying, is like realign yourself with your inner song, with what makes your heart sing, instead of feeling like you should just kind of dull down your song in order to just be grateful for what you have, or in order to just do what is expected of you even. This may have come again from maybe a past circumstance as a child where you maybe were always told like, well, you should just be grateful that you even have a house and a roof over your head and things like that. But it's not about being ungrateful about those things if you are following your dance and what brings you joy. You know, there's nothing wrong with wanting more. And if you feel like you shouldn't aspire to greatness, your intuition may be stepping in. If you ever feel that like inner tinge of anxiety in your stomach, it's like your intuition is calling you to find yourself again, to reflect on your child self, and what did your child self really dream and imagine for him or herself. Okay, next we have nature. Nature is appearing right beneath sanctuary. So I do feel like, again, this is a message that you may need to go into nature or find your sanctuary, which may be in nature. But we have sometimes all you need is to go outside, breathe the fresh air, to remember who you are and where you want to be. That message is so powerful, and really what we were talking about before with dance and finding oneness again with the flow of the universe, that you are being guided to walk, you know, dancing to the rhythm that your heart is calling to you to do. So with nature, I do sense, you know, finding sanctuary, finding a safe place even within yourself. But the key here is remember who you are and where you want to be. Your intuition is calling you again, saying, hey, remember what you wanted to be when you were a child. Hey, remember all those aspirations you had that maybe were torn apart or belittled or even criticized for wanting those things. Hey, you know, you can be grateful for what you do have and still go for what you want. You know, where do you want to be? What did you want to be as a child? How can you integrate that into your life still? How can you do what makes you happy and what your calling is? Okay, and we next have strength. You have courage. You can endure. Find your center and spiral into your power. So you may be called upon by your intuition to find some inner strength to move forward in something that you may have given up on. You know, up until this point, you may have given up on certain aspirations, or you may have kind of lost your way and now you're not sure whose song you're dancing to. You may be dancing to, you know, metaphorically dancing to the song of somebody else's ideas for you or somebody else's expectations. So you're really being called upon to find your inner strength. Now, it may take some sanctuary, it may take some peace, some time for rest and relaxation and reflection in order to regain your strength. But you have that strength within you, have that power within you to pursue what you want to pursue. So let us take a look at your tarot cards next. We have the Page of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, the Death card, and lastly we have, wow, we have the Emperor. Yeah, wow, you guys. So up until this point, I'm seeing with the Page of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, you may have just been doing status quo. You may just have been grateful for what you have, and that is very honorable in everything that you have right now, to just be grateful for that and be happy that you are well protected, or that you are in a very comfortable and secure place. But there's a part of you that wants something more, and you just can't shake that intuitive feeling, because I feel with the Death card that even though you've created a very comfortable life for you maybe right now, there's something missing. And I feel like the Death card is in reverse, because it really is your choice whether or not you want to make this change in your life. It's really up to you whether or not you want to be bold and take that risk. But I am seeing that ultimately there's a lot of power in your future. There's a lot of strength with the Emperor card coming through, that you can have this confidence that if you go towards your goals with this focus, if you trust and follow your intuition, you're destined for greater things, for bigger successes in your life, and that this is a stronger place that you're heading towards. As soon as, like, it's like the Death energy is on its way out. There's already things in your life that are ending and that are over, and that we're still, you know, you can still be grateful for those things. but you're taking some time out to find bigger success, to achieve bigger things. And I'm seeing that with the Emperor card. Like, you have a leadership quality to you. You have a courageous side to you, and you want to take those steps. You're finding your dance again. You know, you're finding your passion, you're finding your rhythm again, and finding what you're finding the path that you want to walk on, and rather than kind of doing it for the sake of others. So yeah, I'm really seeing for you guys like a turning point where you find this inner strength and you realize like, hey, I am going to trust in my intuition. I am going to move forward towards what I am being drawn to do, even though it's not the safe path. You know, it's not the easy status quo path that others might expect of me, or that maybe I was afraid to take this new path because of what has happened to me as a child, because of those wounds that have been affecting us now that we're older. But now you're regaining the strength, you're regaining that confidence, you're realizing like, my intuition is telling me like I need to do something bigger and better. I have bigger goals to achieve in this lifetime. And that is where I see this turning point with the death thing, old things falling away, a change in you happening, a new strength appearing for you. And with the Emperor card, starting to build a stronger foundation in your life, a bigger dream is being built. You're going to feel like intuitively that you need to take certain steps, certain actions, and you're just going to feel more empowered, stronger, more confident the more you pursue that. So yeah, you guys, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I hope these messages were helpful to you. I really feel that you can only reach your full potential by following your path that you were set here to do. You know, sure, you can go through your entire life just doing the status quo or doing what other people are expecting of you, but you're never going to reach your full potential, the amount of abundance that you can imagine for yourself. And I do feel like as a child, maybe you did have these big dreams and you feel like maybe you lost track of those things over time, but these are returning back to you right now. Thank you again for watching this reading. I appreciate connecting with all of you guys so much. If you did enjoy this reading, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. That lets me know you are enjoying my content. It does help my channel, so I appreciate that. Also, comment down below, let me know if this reading did resonate with you. I enjoy reading all the comments and knowing that it did resonate with you or it was helpful to you in some way. Lastly, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and join our family of celestial beings, and while you're at it, you can hit the notification bell if you would like to be notified every time I post a new video. That is going to do it for this reading. If you would like to join me in the extended reading, head on down to the description box below and you can click on the link for my extended readings. But otherwise, that's going to do it for this reading. I hope to see you back again soon, but bye for now.